But what I take is the center. I just twist it a little bit, take the center, and the way I clean the mushrooms is, hold on, I just with a towel, paper towel, you just clean it around, and that's the only way you clean mushrooms. You can wash them, but rarely I do if they're in good shape, like this. I don't do anything else. So I'm going to.
Is the towel wet?
No, it's not wet.
No.
No. I don't wet them. No. And now I'm gonna clean here the borders.
So you're just getting the dust or something off of them?
Yeah, and a little bit of dirt that they keep sometimes.
I like dirt with my food. A little bit of wine, a little bit of dirt, it works.
It gives it flavor.
At this point, they're ready. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make the chimichurri. The Argentinian chimichurri.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you that Argentinian chimichurri uses red wine vinegar. But my chimichurri, I use balsamic vinegar.
Oh, I love
balsamic.
balsamic.
It's a different flavor, but I like that recipe the best for me. So it's very simple. It's a sauce that preferably, if you're going to keep it in the refrigerator, you use a glass jar, which is very handy, with a cover, and you keep this refrigerated up to a month. You can marinate vegetables, a piece of chicken, anything with this chimichurri. The way I make it, it's a little on the spicy side, okay? Because I use red pepper flakes and I use black pepper. So it makes it a little, a good bite. Yes. So I'm gonna start, and Argentinian chimichurri uses parsley, only parsley, fresh parsley. And you can make your own chimichurri with cilantro, with mint, with arugula, with different herbs, but in Argentina we use only parsley. So you can be creative and make your own your own recipe, but this is simple. The ingredients for the chimichurri are parsley, balsamic. It's 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 4 garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 tablespoons of oregano, and 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes, and 1 cup of olive oil.
Lisa, are you recording?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so those are the ingredients for the chimichurri, which I'm going to start it now because so we can keep going. I'm going to chop the parsley. The parsley, I always keep it in water, and it keeps really fresh. But what I do, I take the leaves only. I don't take the los palitos, the stems. I only take the leaves. So let me move this here. And so what do we do with this sauce? Mostly marinate meats, but it's also good for any kind of meat, any kind of vegetable. In La Chapa, I made my daughter loves it, the famous cauliflower steak. The cauliflower steak, if you have cauliflower, a whole cauliflower, you make a cut right in the center, and then both sides, so you make 2 steaks, the ones in the center. Those are the ones that form the little tree. The rest, it disintegrates. So that piece of cauliflower, you put it in la chapa or in the oven, marinate it with chimichurri, keep it 15 minutes on one side. When you turn it, it's really crispy. And then you add cheese. If you want Parmesan, any kind of cheese, keep it for another 10 minutes. And it's the best steak with a salad if you want to keep vegetarian.
Mirta,
Yes.
Jacqueline wants to know por qué no usan los palitos.
Because I like to use los palos because they give a lot of flavor, but not for the sauce. For the sauce, it's kind of it interrupts the texture of the chimichurri.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In another kind of food that you don't identify or see the pieces of palitos, it's okay. But they're good to keep for a soup. I'm very, very economic to cook. I learned from my mom, who even I made soup. I boiled some sweet potatoes today, but I don't throw anything. I keep the broth, and I'm gonna make lentils tomorrow. I use that broth to start my lentils. So any kind of leftover vegetables, I made a broth, and with that I cooked. So that's why you said, oh, but the flavor is different. That's it. It's not expensive. It's the rest of the the vegetables that you can use intelligently. But
So that's a lot of parsley.
I'm sorry?
That's a lot of parsley.
Well, yes, because for this formula that I'm making, all the measurements are exactly for one bunch of parsley. A bunch is a full hand of parsley. It's clean. That's the amount of it. So, but I don't throw anything in my classes. I was teaching how to make humitas. Humitas are corn pudding, like similar to tamales. And I wrap them in their own husk. And there's not one time that I make those humitas that I don't save the corn, the leftover corn to make broth. That's the best. Even that's how crazy I am. When I made roasted chicken, I made the simplest roasted chicken in the oven. It's called chicken a la sal. So when you do a whole chicken, you put 2 full cups of kosher salt in a pan, only kosher salt. And you seat the chicken on top of that, and you baked it. With that, if you want to put a potato to roast at the same time, in an hour and 15 minutes, that chicken is with all the juices inside, and it's like it's going to explode, but it's brown, crispy, amazingly crispy, with all the juices inside. The easiest way to bake a chicken. Yeah. So.
And can you substitute the pink Himalaya salt, or will it taste different?
Yes, you can do it. Yeah, you can substitute that.
Because I know I tried kosher salt, but I don't like the taste of it.
Oh, that's weird.
It's like bitter for me.
Yeah. You know, it's a big bunch of parsley. I'm going to use just a bit less. This is more than enough. So I'm going to just chop this as small as I can. Or better, I'm going to use a mini blender. So I don't use my hands that much because
Love those appliances.
I
You know,
know, me
one thing
too.
that I learned with age is that if you don't respect your body, nobody's going to do it. So I have really bad arthritis in my hands, and the least I work with them at this kind of movement, the better for me. So I'll be right back, chicas.
Mm.
Things on my wish list for Christmas.
Yeah, either one. I'm going to add the garlic cloves. Yep.
That's the dentist's office.
Yeah.
I'm pretending that I have that smell. Oh, I love that
That's
smell of.
cinnamon.
Look
So
at that.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I'm going to use very useful a glass container to put all the stuff here and then shake it like the good old times. Let me see.
This is like how you make pesto, right?
Yes, with
Like
basil.
similar? Yeah, okay.
With basil and other ingredients, yeah. I made pesto in my class that I teach right now online for the League of Kitchens. I made gnocchis. I teach you how to make gnocchis.
Ooh, I love you.
Gnocchis al pesto.
Uh-huh.
We eat a lot of gnocchis in Argentina. It's funny.
Cookies.
Gnocchis is a pasta made out of potatoes, basically potatoes and flour.
Mm-hmm.
And in Argentina, they have a day, and it's the 29th of every month that they make gnocchis. And I'll tell you why they make gnocchis in Argentina. Because in Argentina, they paid once a month. So at the beginning of the month, you have money to buy steak or anything else.
Oh,
And at the end of the month, you don't have much, and potatoes are always available.
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
So that's what you eat at the end of the month. Cuando ya te peinaste.
That all you have left are the potatoes.
Oh, that's cute.
Since the machine is working for me, I just make the whole thing. Yeah, because I leave it for my family later. And so the 29th, you go to any restaurant in Buenos Aires, in Mendoza, where I'm from. I'm from Mendoza. And so every restaurant has a plate of gnocchis for you.
Mhm.
We have a tradition in the family. We eat gnocchis the 29th, under the plate, you put some money, and it's as a symbol of prosperity and good luck.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the 29th. Los gnocchis del 29, they're famous in Argentina.
Well, I want to put
Very easy.
money every day.
No, but I make sure when I have that class that the students put some money under the wife's plate.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Those classes, the nicest part of those classes is at the end of the class, we all sit and have dinner together. So at the end of the class is when the kids show up, or the husband, when the table is ready. So it's very interesting, the community that forms. Okay, so parsley, a bunch of parsley, and 4 garlic cloves. And the rest I'm going to add the teaspoons of salt, paprika, black pepper, and the tablespoon of oregano, dry oregano, and red pepper flakes. I'll add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 1 full cup of olive oil. This recipe and this formula stays there, and if by any chance, I'll show you one thing that is important when you make this and keep it refrigerated. I'm going to add.
And that was 1 cup of oil?
1 cup of oil. I add olive oil. You can add any oil that you have, but I like the flavor of olive oil. So all together, and then you shake it, and it's ready. So when you keep this refrigerated, and you come home and you have a piece of chicken, you get the pan and grab, you see the texture is like a little bit of over oil on top. If you happen to take a spoon of this, always make sure that you add olive oil on top, so it always keep it fresh. Always cover with olive oil. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna marinate the portobellos and we're gonna cook them. Very simple. You need a bowl where you can marinate the mushrooms. And I'm gonna get as much as the dry, instead of so much oil. I'm gonna marinate each one of the portobellos with 1 tablespoon of chimichurri inside first. So you rub it all around, both of them. And a little bit of the preparation with oil outside of the mushroom, so we can spread the oils easier. Nothing else is needed. So we're going to cook the mushrooms, the inside first, okay? And in la chapa, I'm going to add, give me a second, I'm going to add a little bit of oil, even though this has some oil, but just for these two. Okay.
I wanted to ask you, the sauce looks much darker than the chimichurri sauce I'm used to seeing when I go to restaurants and I order like the parrilla. I think it's steak parrillado with chimichurri sauce. Is it, why the lighter color? Is it because they use maybe recao, cilantro?
Well, because who knows the ingredients that they use? Maybe they use a different vinegar. Usually,
Okay, the
cheaper
vinegar.
to use white vinegar. So if it's clear, it most probably has white vinegar. So who's going to spend balsamic in a restaurant? Not too many people, unless you go to a good, expensive Argentinian restaurant. So the color might vary maybe for that. So I'm gonna move all this from here to show you a close-up of what I'm cooking here. I don't need that. You know what? I'm gonna cook both on one side. Better. Here. I'm gonna cook all on one side, and I'll show you now what I'm doing. Just let me move this stuff out of the way. So, as I was saying, we have an appetizer called Provoleta. So I'm going to use provolone cheese today. And remove all this. 1 minute. We'll be right back there.
Look at my mushroom. I wanted to mention that I'm too.
I can't hear.
Pero tengo un sartén. No tengo una chapa, pero tengo un sartén.
Fantástico. Perfecto. Perfecto.
It's like a flat grill.
Yep.
Right.
So that's how they're cooking right now, upside down. And when they are cooked, so I'm going to put medium heat. And when they are already to be turned, they flatten a little bit. They go down a little bit. You'll see it. It's about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the fire. Yeah. So it's very easy to make that. I'm going to get the provolone.
I don't know if you can see. I wanted to share my screen.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes. See?
Let me see.
Very nice.
They're humongous little suckers.
Those are good, Maria.
Ya, gigantísimo. Tuve que cortar uno porque no me cabe.
Hermoso. Ahora, yo te voy a mostrar lo que hago cuando... Oh, mira vos. Buenísimo. Okay. So, yo pongo... I use a thick slice of provolone. This is, if they cut it in a deli, it's about 5. 5 is the measurement. But it's about an inch. That's what I use.
That's a papa provolone.
I'm sorry?
I said, that's a papa provolone. That's not baby provolone. That's big jumbo.
Yeah, this is a adult provolone. Yeah. So what I'll do, if it's, I can see that one of the mushrooms is a little smaller. So I'm going to cut the slices in 4. And most probably I'm going to use 3 pieces of that. See, I just cut them in 4. So most probably, because it's small, I'm going to use only 3. And the 4th one, I'm going to show you what we do with that appetizer called Propoleta. You use a very hot grill, and so they grill the provolone, thick like this. So you put it in the grill, and it's fast, and it forms a crust. When it forms the crust, you turn it, and you season it with oregano, salt, and pepper. And once it's ready, you just put olive oil, and that is an amazing appetizer in Argentina called Provoleta, and it's made of provolone. So we eat well in Argentina. That is the best we do.
Oh, Mirta, te quería preguntar, when I went to buy my provolone,
Sí.
they had sharp, medium, and extra sharp.
Mild. Or without salt.
I didn't see mild.
Yeah, it depends on what you like. It depends. I like it a little strong because I'm mixing flavors. And so when I cook, I make this provolone, this appetizer, 1 year for Earth Day at the farmer's market in Manhattan. And I made 400 tapas of this. Of this provolone. That was a busy day.
Oh my God.
Very good. Yeah. So it's getting a little smaller as they cooked. They get a little smaller. Yeah.
So is there a way to pick the best mushroom portobello? Is there something that you look for que sea más blanquito, que sea más preto por debajo.
Que vea fresco y que no esté muy negro y blando adentro. Tiene que tener las paredes bien duritas y crispy.
Okay.
Crisp. Yeah, like these ones. If they're a little soft next, yeah, those are the ones you have on sale.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
those, I usually wash them a little bit if I'm going to use some of those for a sauce.
Okay.
You know, I don't mind them to be perfect or just like these ones for this particular dish. This is the way it should be.
Mm.
The others, you can use them. You know, sometimes you leave the mushroom in the refrigerator and it turned out to be a little soft afterward. One thing that you can do is freeze, put them in the freezer. They become water. They're very watery.
Yeah.
So have you?
You put them in the freezer, does that spoil them or does that?
Because they're full of water, the mushrooms.
Okay.
So
That's why they
not
get
something that it's ideal to keep it frozen. Yeah, unless they put some preservative, you know, some preserves and I don't know. So have you have any Argentinian food in your life? Any of you?
Can you mention a couple of things I might have? If you mention it, I could tell you yes or no. I might not remember them. If you tell me a list, I might remember.
Milanesas. We have milanesas, which is bread, chicken cutlets.
Yes.
Chicken cutlets are very popular, or meat cutlets. Yeah, those are very famous for picnics because you can eat them cold, put them in a piece of bread, and it's a perfect sandwich. Then gnocchis, pasta. We made a lot of pasta. One thing that Argentina has is that mid 1800s, 1855, 1860, until 1960 something, Argentina accepted 6 million people from all over the world.
Right.
So I grew up with all kinds of nationalities, like here. We have the largest Jewish community in Argentina. Second is Brazil. And we have a huge Japanese community as well, that since my father tells me stories about how they cultivate the los gusanos de seda. Yeah, so the waiters in restaurants were Spanish. El zapatero, the shoemaker, was Italian. And we have these you know, traditions and yeah. And the north of Argentina, it's the food in the north of Argentina is, they use different ingredients than we do in the center. They have an influence from Peru, from Bolivia. They cook with more spices than we do in the center. So it's more Spanish and different condiments. The center of the country is where the Italians arrived and mastered the vineyards. So the best Malbec is from my hometown, Mendoza. And then the south, Patagonia, was were all Nazis, Austrians, Germans, and the biggest Welsh community in Argentina is down south in Patagonia. They have good fishing, they have many berries, they have different desserts from us in Mendoza. And in Mendoza, we cook with a lot of corn. You know that corn comes from the Americas. Corn at one point at the beginning of the history was called the gold of the Americas. So believed to be born in the north of Chile. That's where corn was born. Okay.
So what's your favorite Argentinian dish?
I'm sorry?
What is your favorite Argentinian dish?
Well, depends. Asado.
On the
Carne.
29th of the month, it's gnocchi.
Yo.
I'm eating less asado, more and more, less and less. But pasta. I came from, my father was born, made in Italy, born in Argentina. But no, they were Italians. So in my home, the tradition was pasta twice a week. Thursdays and Sundays. Those were pasta days. And in Argentina, Sundays are a family day, really a family day. And that's the best time to barbecue, to make a good asado. Either pasta or asado is the tradition there. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move these mushrooms that are a little more, flattening. So I'm gonna turn them and I'm going to add the provolone, but to this provolone, I'm going to give a little touch of oil and chimichurri as well, and put it on top. And these three, I'm going to mix them.
Los míos se ven bien negro, look.
Let me see. Oh, yes, that's how they look. Good, you just turned them, good. And this small one, I'm gonna put on 3 pieces of cheese. And hold on, we need aluminum foil. Do you have aluminum foil?
Yes.
Okay, good. We need aluminum foil. Slow the heat a little bit. Slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. So they're ready there. They're ready.
Wow.
The cheese. And I'm going to cover them with aluminum foil. Hold on. That. I forget to take a photo of this every time, every class, when it's too late. So, yeah, okay. So, cover them with aluminum foil and leave them there a little bit.
But come and be quiet and look at her cooking.
Another 4 minutes or so.
Just-
With the leftover, hi! Who's with Carmen? Who are you?
Mi nieta,
Tu nieta, ¿cómo se llama?
Leila.
Leila, ¿hablas español, Leila?
Un poquito.
¿Un poquito?
Hi.
Hola. Divina. How old are you? 5. Big 5. I love number 5. A good number. All right, I'm going to show something, how I cook something, okay? The piece of cheese is called provolone cheese. And I'm going to put it in the grill, on the grill to cook. But hold on. I'm going to do it in a little while because I need to keep this close. I can't show you now. We're going to have to wait a little bit. So this is a good appetizer if you have people over. It's a great appetizer because you can cut it in small slices like a pizza and put it in a good homey piece of toasted bread. And you serve this like tapitas, very nice and simple. So, other Argentinian dishes.
I like the wine. I know how to pour wine, Argentinian wine.
Oh, Argentinian wine, Malbec.
Tastes so good.
It is. We got a good production of Malbec in Mendoza. The terrain is really amazing for that kind of wine. Yeah, and it's the one of the best are getting, and they're in really high altitude. So the terrain is ideal. Insect-free. It's a really, really organic zone, naturally organic. So we got, for the first time, is the wine experts in the world. They gave, for the first time in the history of the wines in Argentina, they gave 100 points to 2 wines from Mendoza. So that was an honor, achieving 100 points in the best aficionado wine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Macy's wine cellar, and they have a couple of wines from Argentina.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. And so I
Good.
tried one of them. It was really good. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Malbec.
We have good wines. There's over 100, more than 100 different kinds of Malbec. And yeah, there is one Malbec called El del Fin del Mundo. So right in the fin del mundo. Mamá diría en el culo del mundo, perdón.
Oh, that's the one you have. You have culitos. You have the wine called culitos, and it's 3 people with their little butts out.
That's right.
Yes, and it is so good. It is so good.
But I believe that is I believe is from Chile.
Culitos.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I thought it was Argentina or Chile, one of the other.
Yeah, I think it's Argentina. I think it's Chilean. I think. I'm almost sure, but yes, it's called that way.
It's called culitos. It's the best damn Cabernet I've ever tried.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I'm going to show you what's happening here. Look at this.
Okay, what?
Oh wow.
Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
amazing?
Let me go check mine.
The cheese melting. Ah, this is so yummy.
It almost looks like a cake.
Yeah, and you put that on a piece of bread. It's just amazing.
I think I didn't put enough cheese.
Oh my, yes. Hold on, I'm gonna just.
Ponle más cheese, Lisa.
Oh, I think it's good though.
I don't see it.
It's enough.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, yes, I'm going to put this piece of provolone on the grill and let it cook there. I'm going to show you how it comes out.
Mirta, you have something called papas infladas?
Papas what?
Infladas in Buenos Aires?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, because I went to Buenos Aires and I believe they say Palacios de las Papas.
Oh, el Palacio de las Papas Fritas. Sí, tienen papas soufflé.
Okay.
Papas soufflé, yep. Papas infladas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're experts on that. I like to leave these. Ooh, look. My goodness. I'm gonna put 2 different plates. And I'm gonna take the provoleta. You see the provoleta is all crispy. So if you add olive oil, oregano, and you have a piece of bread, that is amazing. So guys, this is the provolone with provolone,
Really good.
the portobello with provolone. Let me cut it so you can see it.
Mine tastes amazing.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, so
Oh, it tastes so good.
and I like to leave the crust. You see, very brown. And I even have some leftover cheese here. So I'm gonna cut half of it so you can see it.
I want to tell you, I don't have any bread because I don't really eat bread. But I have matcha crackers. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh, good. Good, I'm glad you like it because that's exactly what I want you to do. Enjoy my food.
Mira.
See,
let me see.
I can't see it.
I didn't see it, Lisa. You gotta talk while you picture it.
We lost you.
You dropped the food. No, 5-second
Oh,
rule.
here. Do you see it?
Oh, there.
See it?
Yay. Very good.
It's like a piece of steak.
Isn't that amazing? Good. Yeah, so you should make it at home today, and you're going to shine with this recipe. Very easy. And with the chimichurri, remember you can keep it in the refrigerator for a month. And I'm sorry I can't deliver, chicas. I wish. When I have my classes, I have some friends in the area. I live in Forest Hills in Queens. And I deliver the gnocchis after my class. So Maria, you should be next, right?
Yeah, I'll
Oh my
drive
God, it's
to your house.
amazing.
I will drive her to your house.
Charlie, where are you, Charlie?
I'm in Staten Island.
Oh, in Staten Island, my gosh.
Yeah, so, pero I go and I see my sister like once or twice a month.
Where?
She lives in Queens, Maria, by you.
Oh, terrific.
Ella live in Rico Park.
So check the League of Kitchens and you can see when I have classes. If you are, usually on weekends I teach. So if you are around on a weekend and you see that I'm teaching, give me a call.
I will.
That's the best way.
I love to cook. I started learning how to cook about 3 years ago and just making food myself. And so I really love that, pero aquí no tengo para donde hacer nada.
Claro.
And I literally have 4 inches of cutting space to cut anything. So if you don't balance the plate out, ahí están todo en el piso.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I cook.
but I love cooking and I
Oh,
love
yeah,
helping you
Julia.
cook. I'll do all your chopping for you.
No, I cook and I
Julia.
you know.
Hi,
Hola,
everybody.
Julia, qué gusto verte. Voy a sacar una foto, qué lindo. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien, estaba caminando.
Ah, estabas caminando, mira, ya terminamos de hacer los hongos, mira.
Eso yo sí voy a hacerlo, porque me encantan los hongos.
deliciosos. Realmente, muy buenos.
Me encantan.
Mira este acá.
Wow.
Con todos
Esta
los
noche yo hice berenjena,
oh, qué rico.
pero air fried.
Ajá.
I did eggplant, but I did it air fried. I bought the trays so that I could use them in my convection oven. And I washed them in egg wash, egg whites and light breadcrumbs, and I put them to bake, and they were beautiful, delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo andan por allá?
Todo bien, todo bien.
¿Sí?
Fui con mi amiga María, se llama María. Nos fuimos a caminar en un jardín. Que era una casa que ahora es un jardín. It's gorgeous. So we walked about 4 miles.
Ah, qué bien. Sí, yo camino acá en los Gardens de Forest Hills. Eso es un placer realmente caminar ahí, no hay mucha gente. Y si camina gente, viste, nos cruzamos de vereda, de calle, en fin.
Exacto.
Esquivamos, esquivamos. Yeah.
So who cooked? Maria cooked? Because I see her munching. Iris, did you
María,
cook?
sí. María cocinó. Pero ahora las chicas saben cómo hacerlo.
Se ve bellísimo y es tan simple.
Yeah. I saw the recipe. I expected it to be a lot more complicated. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so simple.
Simple.
¿Y se puede hacer también on the barbecue grill? Do you think?
Sure.
Right?
Amazing. Oh my God, that's the best. That's the best.
A question, Mirta. How else can you use the chimichurri sauce in vegetables? Like I see that it goes very well with the mushrooms. What about
like I said
what
before,
Julia said? Eggplant maybe.
The
Cauliflower.
The cauliflower that I mentioned, the steak cauliflower. Excellent with that. Excellent.
And what about eggplant? Have you tried eggplant?
Eggplant, everything. In this chapa, I made all kinds of vegetables from, and I'm going to show you something. Hold on.
Hello. No, estoy mirando.
Let me brush my hair so I look a little pretty.
My daughter brought me this from Boston. She helps the Nipmuc community, the indigenous there. So they were harvesting, and she brought me this.
Is that a pumpkin?
No, it's a squash.
It's a squash.
Oh,
Like a butternut squash?
Yeah.
No, it's not a butternut squash. No, it's not the spaghetti squash either. So I'm eager to open it tomorrow. We're going to cut it in slices. And if I have the chimichurri, I'm going to use the la chapa, and I'm going to roast them, all of them, and I'm going to make una costilla asadito mañana con eso.
Oh, that sounds good. I know I made like a squash soup with apples and squash and a little bit of liquor.
Well, that's a nice touch.
A little French cheese. I don't remember how it's called. Pero es como un licor que se llama Frenchisi. Algo así.
Frangelico?
Frangelico, yeah.
Oh, frangelico, okay.
Yeah, and then you add that in there, and I like doing it with like granny apples, and put granny apples in it, and it just tastes so delicious.
My grandfather, el nono Francesco Rinaldi, like a sauce, it's called Francesco Rinaldi. The old man used to drink the soups with 2 tablespoons of red wine. Always. I remember trying with him, but I don't know, I keep forgetting to try it.
It tastes really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's also with a sherry, you know.
That is very Italian to put.
Yeah.
And not only adding wine, but adding pieces of bread, especially bread from the day before or so. Yeah. So, yeah, so traditions, no?
Yeah.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
I never had squash soup before. I took a class, and we had to like substitute some of the stuff so that I could eat it, because I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. And so, but the squash soup was so delicious.
Yeah, I
have like 2 sitting, and it's funny because you pulled it out, because I have 2 sitting on my stove right now.
Okay.
That I was
I'm going to tell you my recipe.
Okay.
If you cut the squash in half, take the seeds, put it upside down with any herbs that you have, you know, sage, rosemary, you put some garlic cloves, and you put some, my God, what is this? I can't remember right now the name.
Shallots?
Shallots.
And you put a shallot there and roast everything and butter. Roast it all in about 45 minutes. Then you take it out, put everything in the blender. That flavor of soup, it's just unbelievable. So that's the best. Yeah.
You have got garlic and shallots.
Shallots.
Okay.
And
you don't have to put any cream or anything?
I'm sorry, no, if you want to add some heavy cream to it, and if it's too thick, you can add either broth, chicken broth or vegetable broth, or a little bit of cream. A little bit of cream, a touch of cream. And if you want to be fancy, once you serve it, you get the whipped cream and make a little spiral in the top, and that little touch of white looks beautiful. Yeah.
I like that.
Delicious.
Very nice.
I tend to like, I started doing like the acorn squash, and I would cut them in half, and then I would put like a little bit of butter and like honey, not butter, but honey and a little bit of sugar, and put them upside down. You know, once I took all the stuff out, and then I would stuff them with like carne guisada or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then just eat them, and oh my God, it's so good. It's just
you can
want to throw in there.
You can also stuff those, exactly those, with pasta, with tortellini a la crema, one pasta a la crema inside the pumpkin, the beautiful dish.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mira, I figure, Mirta, you appreciate this, because I got to where I started cooking so much. I actually made my own pumpkin sauce and pumpkin, the pumpkin, because I cut the pumpkin in, you know, you clean it and you clean the inside, and then I cut the pumpkin in half and I stuck it in the oven. I was Little House on the Prairie. I put it in the oven, I peeled it out, I put it in the blender, I let the water drain from it. I did not know that the pumpkin had so much water. And so I let the water drain from it, and then I used the pumpkin water, the juice, and I was using that for my cooking, for like with steaks and and soups and stuff. It just tastes so delicious. Estaba todo puro, estaba todo de, you know, I made it myself, Little House on the Prairie. I made my own pumpkin pulp.
Yay.
Yeah, my neighbor brought me 2 eggplants from her garden. So that was one that I made. And then tomorrow I'm gonna make eggplant French fries, also air fried.
Uy, qué rico.
I never thought of French fries.
Where do you pass them through a batter or just panko?
Again, with the egg white wash. The egg white, you cut them in the circles, and then you cut like 1-inch squares, leaving the skin on. It says to salt them, toss them, egg white wash, egg white, you know, dip it in the egg whites, and then in a fine breadcrumb. The breadcrumb has.
You're making chips, not French fries, right?
Yeah.
You're cutting them in like circles.
No, I'm cutting them in sticks.
Oh, okay.
I'm cutting them in French fry sticks. But you first cut the eggplant in the circles, in the wheels.
Right.
Oh, okay.
From there, and then in your breadcrumbs you mix Parmesan cheese. And then you bake them in the oven at 425.
Oh my God.
And the other way you can make also eggplant is a recipe that I tried the other day. It's a vegetarian eggplant where you can wash the eggplant, then cut it in like maybe 1-inch pieces, and fry them or bake them, either one. And then on the side, you prepare a sauce where you have olive oil, onions, ginger, garlic, and I use soy sauce. And you mix all that, and then when the eggplant is ready, that is golden brown, Then you mix the sauce there, let it cook for a few minutes, and you have an excellent eggplant dish.
Right, and it might have, because the soy sauce make that particular flavor.
Yeah, and it's a ginger soy sauce.
Oh,
And they
I'm
have
gonna make
ginger also, fresh ginger.
Oh, that
like
sounds
that.
amazing.
I have a garlic soy sauce.
Mmm.
You can use any flavor of soy sauce.
We are extra lucky today. We got 3 recipes for one today.
Well, we can do next time, if you're willing to follow that, we can have, I can teach you the mate ceremony.
The what?
Oh, I would love to do the mate ceremony.
Mate ceremony. Mate is our national drink. I'm going to show you.
Like a tea.
Oh.
But it's the herbs, yep.
This is a mate. They're mates of different shapes.
Yeah.
We use bombillas, it's a metal straw.
Okay.
And inside the mate, we fill it with yerba mate. It's an infusion, it's a tea. So it's a whole ritual, how to prepare a mate.
Yeah.
And it's very, very much a gesture of friendship and welcoming in any household. So
Oh, okay.
I would love to learn.
Let's do that in December.
in December, wonderful.
Yes, for you know, for the Christmas spirit and everything. Let's do it in December.
So I will have to think about you guys getting the mate. It's irrelevant because you can use even a mug if you have. What will be ideal is if you can get a bombilla. In Argentinian stores, you can shop for them. They're $10, $5, $10.
Do they have those in Amazon?
Yes.
Sure, bombillas.
What don't they have in Amazon?
Like, I see, that's a stupid question, right?
Me.
So it's a whole ceremonial thing because I compare that to the peace pipe. It's shared and it goes in a circle. So I explain all the ritual elements in the ceremony.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order my bombilla as soon as we get off the line.
Perfecto.
Oh, mira. It says here, I'm looking at Amazon, and they have 2. Hang on. I don't know if you can see them. You see them?
Oh, so mate y bombilla.
See.
Fantástico.
The $17 is the most.
Not bad. And you know what? If you buy one of those mates, the mates are, hold on, I'll show you something. The first mates were made out of a gourd, like this. Very, very hollow, very light. So I think the ones that you have there are mates made out of a gourd. This is a pumpkin, a gourd. So if you buy those, I will teach you how to curate this mate, because you have to curate it in able to use it. Okay. And the way to curate it is that you keep it with a lot of yerba mate and water, and you leave it overnight, full of water. So it's going to absorb, and you keep adding a little more water and a little more water, leave it overnight. Next day, you take everything out, wash it a little bit, put the same yerba mate inside. Second day. After the second day, so the third day, you get a spoon and you scrub the inside because it's going to lose a very thin layer that the pumpkin has. So you take that and the mate is curated. Just wash it and it's ready to be used. So that as we go along, if people get into this, I can advise you what to do, what to get.
You need an assistant, right?
I
have my own car, I travel.
And the act of drinking mate is called matear. So we're going to be mateando. Hmm?
Yeah. So it's hot water that we put in with the yerba mate, ¿verdad?
It's hot water in this case.
Yes.
Because there is another mate, which I talk about it, that belongs to Paraguay. Paraguay drinks tereré. Tereré is with cold, it's a cold drink, preferably lemonade, very cold. It's the most refreshing drink that you can have. It's amazing. Yeah, tereré. So I teach you with hot water.
Okay. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna cure it. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna put it right here on the shelf.
And if you are if you are in the process of that and you need help, give me a call.
Sí.
Any of you who call me or text me or send me an email, please mention I'm a comadre because I erase everything that I see that it doesn't belong to my circle. So,
Okay.
and I have here, I don't know if you can read it or take a photo. So if you
Let me write it on the chat. Pera Mirta.
see,
Un minutito. Espérate, 2528. Okay.
got it? Perfect. So, así es. So I love to cook.
Oh, her email and her phone number are in the chat room. Everybody take a picture.
Oh.
Mirta, aquí tienen un yerba mate tea.
Uh-huh. You know that if you can
Pero no dicen de dónde, pack it in Illinois.
Hay en los supermercados argentinos venden yerba mate argentina.
Yeah, Maria, you should be able to find it.
I like Rosamonte. Maybe online, but probably if you want to check El Gauchito, which is where I shop for meats, it's an Argentinian restaurant, and they have products. Maybe they can deliver to you. They can send it to you.
One?
Rosamonte, exactamente. That's the one I consumed. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Hay otra que se llama Nobleza Gaucha. It's a variety of yerba mates, even with herbs, with mint, with orange peel. I use the plain, and if I want, I have in my terrace, I have herbs, and I have yerba buena and peppermint. So I grab a little bit of that, I put it inside the mate, and it's delicious with the mate. Yeah. Mate is, you can drink anytime. You can drink mate anytime. At the beginning of the day, while, you know, if you are in
It has caffeine.
it has very little caffeine. It has as much as green tea.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's in excess. When I used to study in the university, I used to study at night. I used to study all night. But what kept me awake? Mate, drinking mate. It gives you an amazing high, and you have clear mind the entire night. Children drink mate. So in excess, I'm talking about, right? It's a stimulant. Yeah. But it's good. It has good properties. Selenium, calcium, magnesium. Yeah, yeah. So, and it's bitter. So I
used to get the mate at Seatown.
Uh-huh.
The Seatown over by us on 28th Avenue. Carmen, I used to
yes.
I used to get the mate there.
Yeah, because we have a very big population of Uruguay, Paraguay,
sure.
and all that.
I used to buy it there and take it. There was an attorney in the office that he loved the mate, and he would say, "Hey, I'm looking for this brand." I said, "Oh, I saw it in my supermarket," and so I would bring it to him from the supermarket there.
You know, en el ejército, cuando sos un soldado, en el ejército te hacen ollas enormes con yerba mate, agua, y eso se llama mate cocido, con azúcar, sí, es muy, te mantiene con calor. El mate
Vigor.
no se usa, para hacer el mate no se usa agua hervida. Cuando vos pones a hervir el agua in the pot, before it boils, it makes a little noise, the water, so before it boils. That's when you turn the heat off. That's the water that you use for the mate. But if the water boiled, all you have to do is just add cold water to it. Just a spoon of cold water to kill that. Otherwise, it makes it much bitter. Yeah, if it boils.
makes you high, yes?
I wish. No, it doesn't.
Then I can't sleep.
It gives you some energy.
Yeah, energy. So, you know, and at this point in my life, I don't drink mate at night.
Ah.
Yeah, you won't be able to sleep.
No,
I was going to say, is it time for wine? Because I don't see anybody drinking wine, so I didn't get it.
Right, it's a time for wine, that's right.
It's always time for wine.
Hey,
mushroom.
show them your t-shirt, Lee.
What t-shirts?
The
Oh, that's for Friday.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So you have to show up for the wine day on Friday to see her t-shirt.
Mm.
You're gonna want to see it. Pero Mirta, I'm gonna be over by my sister's house on Saturday. Is it Saturday or Sunday, Lisa? And so
Hey, but we're not gonna have time to do the class.
no, I'm just like, if she has any leftovers, I'll stop by.
I teach, hopefully, I will teach this coming Saturday or Sunday. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, it's my other
sister. I don't see that I have enough people. So most probably towards, I think it's the 16th, that weekend of the 16th, I think I teach again. So that's when I'm gonna have the leftovers. When I teach, I'm not gonna make gnocchis unless you pay for them, I deliver, or you pick up. I gladly cook for you. Yeah. But, and I can make alfajores for anybody,
What are those?
I love you, alfajores.
Yeah.
What are alfajores?
Alfajores
Cookies.
are shortbread cookies stuffed
What?
with leche.
What are they?
Shortbread cookies stuffed with dulce de leche and a ring of coconut. Shredded coconut. Very, very
Brought
yummy.
them to a comadrazo a couple of times. Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
I might have thrown like 5 or 6 in my bag before I put them on.
That's what you have to do. You can't take 1 or 2. So I make them like a macaroon size.
Yeah, macaroons.
Very, very like one at a time. You can't talk for a minute, but it's good.
And you brought King's pastries one time.
Also. Oh, las pastafrolas.
Sí.
Yeah. I stopped making those a little bit because it's a lot of labor. It's labor intense, and I have arthritis, and my fingers are not, you know, it hurts when I do that manual little thingy that I love to do. I love to do that, but
I'm glad that I was able to experience them while you could do it.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Mirta, thank you so much. It was wonderful. I'm going to go finish my other mushroom.
Good. Me too.
It was beautiful.
It was nice having you all. So come back.
Thank you so much.
Friday is our happy hour Friday. So at 6 p.m. we'll have happy hour. And then next Tuesday, next Tuesday, Maria Socorro is going to share with us some of her photography.
Oh,
so, you know, and she takes a lot of pictures with her phone. So if other people have, you know, like make sure you have, you know, you can show us on your phone your photos, you know, of what you've taken, so we can share our photos next week.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Sounds
so when
good.
is that? Because then I will have to work on my phone to have it ready.
The
It's
following
next
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Have
Be
a good
safe,
All right,
everybody.
ladies, have a good
everybody.
night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.